Number 1. You are addicted to masturbation. You are looking forward to masturbating more than being with your partner. You do not feel like being around people you love anymore. You prefer having sex by yourself to having it with your partner. These categories of people are called autosexual. This could be a mental, emotional, or spiritual disorder. Your partner's sexuality does not thrill you anymore. You prefer to download pornographic pictures and videos to satisfy your sexual urge than actually being with your partner. They are conditioned not to miss their partners even when they are away. This might be the reason why you find everyone in your life leaving. It means you are selfish and think about yourself alone. Being autosexual is never a good thing. It affects you in all ramifications of life. Someone might be having an important discussion with you, and all you can think about is getting home and start masturbating. There is a thin line between being a sex addict and being addicted to masturbation. At least, the sex addicts just want to have sex all the time, but they want it with someone. The only problem is that when you are a sex addict, there is a high possibility of you indulging yourself in infidelity in your relationship. But with the right caution and discipline, you can curb your sexual urge or just direct it towards your partner. These people need to be with a partner that matches their sexual energy. But with masturbation, you don't see yourself having sexual fun with the person. Rather, you prefer objects. Masturbation is very hard to overcome, but it is very possible. It is also an addiction that with the right discipline and moral values, you can overcome. Being addicted to masturbation means being addicted to pornography, and this leads to a lot of immoral behaviors. It affects every aspect of your life without even knowing it. You are mentally conditioned not to need a partner in your life, so even the right person come knocking on your door, you are not ready to accept them. This automatically hinders your relationship life, and you might just be alone forever, or at least until you overcome this obsession. Being addicted to masturbation is a dark place in one's life, and it is a stage that many youths had to pass through. Most times it is caused by low self-esteem. You believing that you cannot get that person you are attracted to, so instead, you get their pictures and fantasize about them to cure your sexual urge. At some point, you might feel the need to go a step higher and look for a new person to fantasize about online. Then you start to download pornographic videos, and this becomes a major part of your daily routine. And ultimately, it becomes something you cannot do without in your life. Like stated earlier, it is possible to overcome this addiction if you can work on your self-discipline and moral ethics. When you are addicted to masturbation, getting you off your addiction is one of the preparations that God makes to prepare you to meet the right person in your life. It could even be that it is the right person that God will send to you to help you get over this demonic obsession. Number 2, masturbation takes time off your schedule. It interferes with everything that you have planned for the day. You could be at an important place, and all you can think about is how to get back home and fill your sexual fantasies. This could always make you lose focus, and it eats deep in your desire to be a success in life. Once you do not get your schedule straight, then this means there would be a problem with your input in whatever it is you have planned, and ultimately, this would affect your output. Your energy will always be drained, and it would seem as if you cannot keep up with what you have planned for the day. The energy you are supposed to preserve for doing something productive will all be gone on masturbation. You could also realize that you're spending so much than usual daily. You could require more internet connection to get those pornographic pictures and videos online. When you sit and realize all this, you would know that immorality is the most expensive thing to keep up with. Why spend so much to sin when you can spend so little if you are obedient to God? Destroying your schedule for something as meaningless as masturbation would be the most stupid thing to do, because at the end of the day, it comes back to haunt you. It also kills your dreams and delays the journey to reaching your destiny. God has a beautiful destiny that awaits you, but if you are addicted to this immorality, then there is no way you can reach your destination. This can take up all your time, especially if you are a creative person and you need your quiet time to think of creative ideas. Masturbation can take over that thinking space, and you will waste your time on pornographic content, instead of coming up with creative ideas to flourish in your career. This ultimately hinders your growth, and it just seems like you have no direction in your life. If you feel this way, then it affects every aspect of your life, and you just notice that you have become a sad person. This act of immorality that you have allowed to dominate your life would make God withhold any blessings you were supposed to get from Him. It takes real discipline to caution yourself and avoid making masturbation affect your schedule if you are addicted. Number 3. You fantasize about people you know. This could easily cross the line into mental adultery. It's one thing to fantasize about a celebrity sexually and even masturbate to the idea of you having sex with them. But it's another thing to create sexual fantasies in your head with a friend or a colleague. Of course, both of these acts are wrong, but at least the chances of your sexual fantasies coming to pass with the celebrity might be slim. But when you have sexual fantasies about a friend or colleague, there's a great chance that it would happen if you get the chance to. If you are already in a relationship, this would affect your relationship, and if you are married, it might lead you to committing adultery. This is how one immorality leads to another, and there is no telling at what point it would all stop. This can be a really big burden on you, as you might not even feel comfortable around those people anymore. Oftentimes, masturbation makes you sexualize people a lot. You just meet people and all that is running in your head is how having sex with them would look like. You might not be forward as to approaching them to have sex with them, but you will masturbate to the thought of them in your mind when you get home. Date night ain't normal anymore. You just want to know what it feels like having sex with them. You could probably be having sex with your spouse, but you are thinking of another person entirely. This means you already lost that deep connection you have with your partner, and your relationship might just be on a time bomb. Masturbation does a lot of damage to you as a person and then to your relationship. Number 4. It interferes with your relationship with God. Masturbation can hinder your walk with God. God will not have a personal relationship with someone that commits immoral acts. God has made it clear that He does not support immoral acts, and He will punish anybody that indulges in immorality. Indulging in immoral acts can affect the relationship you have with God. It could be that you forget to pray to God most times because the only thing in your mind is how to masturbate. Masturbation is very addictive, and it is very difficult to save from yourself. If you pray to God and you are willing to work on yourself to change this immoral behavior, God is willing to help you take the burden off. When you are masturbating, some paths would never open to you. God will always preserve your blessings until you show yourself to be ready and willing to change. God has power over your minds, and He knows how to take your mind off masturbation if He wants to. But you also have to show some level of seriousness in you too. Come to God and confess all your sins to Him. He is willing to forgive you all your sins and teach you how to live a biblical life. Just trust God to see you through your hard times and also send your blessings and the right person for you when the time comes. Your blessings will overflow, and God will show you that He is the most merciful. Pray to God about all the immorality you are addicted to. And also, you should have the self-discipline to help yourself through these periods.